All right, so welcome to our study this morning of the sheep brain. We're looking at a sheep brain because the sheep brain is very similar to a human brain, and understanding mental health means understanding how our brains work. So by dissecting a sheep brain, we can get a better understanding of how our brains work, and that relates to how our emotions and perception and senses and everything else that's part of our reality works. So with the sheep brain, we can immediately notice some features. So on the top, we have the cerebrum. Below that, we have this circular or spherical area called the cerebellum. And beneath that, we have the brainstem. Now, a sheep, if you can imagine, their brain's going to sit like this. So their spinal cord's going to cut out along the same plane as the rest of the brain. If you have a dog or cat at home, you probably notice the same thing, that their spine sits parallel, or they don't touch, like parallel to the ground, whereas with a human, our spine is somewhat perpendicular, kind of at a right angle to the ground, because we have 2 feet, so we're bipedal, whereas sheep and dogs and cats and so forth are quadrupeds. They use 4 feet. All right, so looking at the brain, we can also identify some features. So in the cerebrum, there is a line that separates the left hemisphere from the right hemisphere. This line is called the longitudinal fissure. So this is the longitudinal fissure, this line. At the very top, there's a line that separates the frontal lobe, this part here, from the other lobes, the parietal, temporal, and occipital lobe. And it's not quite as pronounced or as visible in sheep, but it's called the central sulci. So we have a central sulci here, and we have the longitudinal fissure here. We have the left hemisphere here, and the right hemisphere. There is here's our cerebrum, and then here's our brainstem. So if we flip this brain around and look at the back side, we can identify some other features. On the back side, we can see the olfactory bulbs. Here are the olfactory bulbs. So a sheep's sense of smell is much more powerful than that of a human. Sheep use their sense of smell more than they use their sense of sight. So they have very large olfactory bulbs, much bigger than ours. Beneath the olfactory bulbs is this white area here. These are the optic nerves. It makes it kind of like a triangle. At the points, at the left and right points of the triangle are optic nerves, and the center is called the optic chiasm. So we have optic nerves and optic chiasm. So as you can see, the sheep's smelling part of the brain is much larger than their sight part of their brain. If we go down, there's these bumps at the bottom, or at the top, excuse me, at the top of the brainstem. These are the pons. So the pons are these bumps here. The pons controls sending messages from the brain to the rest of the body, particularly messages about fear, decision making, and that kind of thing. In other words, if the sheep sees a predator, its brain's going to send messages through the pons. Beneath the pons is this structure here called the medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata controls breathing and heart rate. It's the part of the brain that tells your heart to keep breathing and tells your heart to keep beating. Your heart doesn't breathe, silly me. Tells your heart to keep beating, and your lungs to keep breathing. So it controls your heart and your lungs, and your heart beats and your lungs breathe. Try not to get those mixed up like I did. So that concludes our study of the outer features of the brain. What we're next going to do is study the inside of the brain and get a better understanding of what we can observe by making our dissection.